Nice to meet you. I'm Nia. I'm one of the battle trainers here in Ferrum. I battle alongside my trusty partner, Weavile. Have you ever seen a Pokemon this cute? I doubt it. Oh, he's just sleeping over there. Don't mind him. You must be the interesting new trainer I heard about who's about to join us. How about I show you around and stuff? Right then, first things first. Welcome to the Ferrum Battle. Here in Ferrum, you'll need to work as one with your partner Pokemon and face off in some intense one-on-one battles. After you finish your trainer registration, you'll be given something called a Battle AR. It has a synergy stone built into it that allows you to synergize with your Pokemon in battle. But hey, we'll get into the details later. You've got a whole bunch of new experiences awaiting you here. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what sort of trainer you turn out to be. I'll give you whatever assistance I can, so just try to have some fun out there. Right then, let's get you registered. This is the Ferrum region, where we are now. It's a huge island surrounded by nothing but the ocean itself. Ferrum battles are super popular here, if you hadn't already guessed. The types of battles differ a bit from city to city, so I'll just give you the short and sweet version. To start off, right now we're here in Old Ferrum Town. It's also known as My Town, and here you can check your battle data. And don't worry, whenever we head to a new area, I'll give you the rundown. I've got your back. Next up is right here, Ferrum Stadium. This is a single-player mode where you battle your way to victory in the official league. Next up is Teller Town, I suppose. Here you can join in casual matches against CP. When you want to battle against your friends, you should head over to Selen Island. There, you can battle using the gamepad and one additional controller. And then there's Neo City, where you can battle against online players from around the globe. Oh, right, I forgot one other important place. In Techna City, you can learn all sorts of stuff about battles and practice a bit too. I'll give you... Alrighty then. Guess I went on a bit longer than planned, but that should be just about everything. Feel free to start off wherever you want, but I think you might be best off heading to Techna City to play through the tutorial and learn the basics of Ferrum battles. Here, you can learn about Ferrum battles and practice as much as you see fit. In the tutorial, I'll teach you all about battling from the basics. In free training, you can use a number of settings to practice however you see fit. I'd recommend starting off with my tutorial. Oh, right. You can use the pause menu during battle to check your Pokemon's move list. It's pretty useful, so make sure to use it. Which Pokemon are you battling with? In this course, I'll teach you all about the basics of the game. Now, Alrighty, I guess we better start off learning how to go ahead and try moving your Pokemon. You can use the plus control pad to move around the field. You can also jump with the B button. If you press in the same direction twice on the plus control pad, you can step forward and back or side to side. Okay, let's move on. Next up, we'll learn how to attack. Press this button to use long-distance attacks. Long-distance attacks are called ranged attacks. Try to land a few ranged attacks. Next, press this button over and over again. You'll launch an attack that'll chase down your opponent. There you go. Now you're getting it. Alrighty then. Now here's the important part. All battles consist of two states, field phase and duel phase. At the start of the battle, where we are right now, is field phase. And this is duel phase. You can tell which phase you're in by checking here. Now then, how do you go about changing? Well, you see, if you land a certain type of attack, you'll shift phases. Alrighty, now try to shift to duel phase. Try to hit your opponent with this attack. Okay, now you've changed the phase. In duel phase, you can dish out some serious damage, but close quarter combat is risky too. Here's where the real battle goes down, but you'll need to be careful. The way you move around differs a bit from field phase. Let's practice moving around in duel phase. By pressing forward twice on the plus control pad, you can perform a forward dash step. By pressing back twice on the plus control pad, you can perform a backward dash step. You can jump using the B button. In duel phase, the action is highly varied. All right, that should be good. Land a certain attack on your opponent, and you'll shift from duel phase back to field phase. You can also just land a bunch of hits send them flying back into field phase like this. Someone with wits like yours has probably already figured this out, but battles will involve shifting back and forth between field phase and duel phase. Plus, when you cause a phase shift, you'll get a nice little bonus. And by that, I mean you'll fill up your synergy gauge. We'll talk more about how to use the synergy gauge later on. Ah, right. I forgot to tell you. You can block by pressing the R button. By blocking, you can all but completely defend against your opponent's attack. Alrighty, let's try to block an attack. Just hold down the R button and you'll be fine. Whenever you're in a pinch, just press the R button. Don't forget. All right, keep an eye right here on the screen. This is your synergy gauge. Your synergy gauge will fill up as you land or take hits. Once your synergy gauge is full, try pressing the L and R buttons together. Your Pokémon used its Synergy Burst. Your Pokémon will be superpowered while it's in Synergy Burst. Wreak havoc with Synergy Burst. You can use a burst attack once during every Synergy Burst. Try using a burst attack. Land a hit to deal some huge damage. You definitely don't want to miss your chance.
Tutorial finished.
Which Pokémon are you battling with? In this course, I'll tell you all you need to know about battles and teach you some techniques you can put to use right away. Press this to perform a long-distance attack aimed forward. It's great because you can use these attacks to shift into dual phase, even from a distance. This is what you'll want to strive for in field phase. Try to... Press the X button, land a hit, and you'll want to get the timing right, just as you... Try to land a jump at... There you go! Now you're getting it! During dual phase, if you land a hit with press the Y button rapidly. Land consecutive. This is what we call a land a Poke combo. While you're still getting the hang of battles, make sure to shoot for lots of Poke combos. A counterattack absorbs an incoming attack and quickly dishes out a counterblow. Time it just right, and you'll be able to strike back at your opponent. You can use counterattacks in both... Try to counter your... Latch onto your opponent and land blow after blow. By using grab attacks, you can break through your opponent. On top of that, grab attacks are... That being said, they're not very effective against normal attacks. Use a grab attack on your opponent. Nicely done. Counterattacks beat normal attacks. Grab attacks beat counterattacks. And normal attacks beat grab attacks. Basically, this attack triangle is like a fancy game of rock, paper, scissors. Trainers who master this attack triangle will take control of the battle. Probably. This thing over here is called the support gauge. Your support gauge will fill up as time passes. And once your support gauge is full, it'll come in and use one of its Pokemon moves to help you out. Nicely done! During the planning time before each round, you can switch out the support Pokemon you want to use. You can choose which support Pokemon you want to use from your active support set. You can select a support Pokemon that suits your battle strategy, or maybe even select a support Pokemon that'll help you out against a particular opponent. Support Pokemon. Attack-type support Pokemon come in handy when you want to deal out. Disrupt-type support Pokemon typically swoop in to block. Sometimes they can even counter your opponent's attacks. Enhance-type support Pokemon will power up your Pokemon or heal some of your... Pick a support Pokemon that suits your playstyle, and... Sometimes, when you use support, these statuses include first things first, positive statuses. While you're under the effect of a positive status, you'll get some sort of... For instance, Eevee will give you a positive status that grants you a temporary increase to your attack. The effect depends on the support. Next up, we get hit with a Take Emolga. Use these statuses to your... Between rounds, I'll drop it. Depending on whether you win or lose a round, your support gauge or your synergy gauge may get a boost. There are several types of cheering you might... There are cheer skills that are in effect from the first round. Be sure to test out any new cheer skills you get. Sometimes, during field phase, you'll find powers. You can pick up this power to fill up your synergy gauge. Power on the field will disappear if you don't. Go ahead and pick up the power that appears on the field. The tide of the battle can really change depending on where the power appears on the field. Now, let me tell you a bit about each battle Pokemon's recommended actions. Why don't you try this out? Nicely done! Next, give this a shot. And now this.
Tutorial finished.
Which Pokemon are you battling with? In this course, I'll teach you a few techniques that should help you out in battle. During duel phase, press down on the plus control pad to enter. While in low stance, press the X button. Try to land an attack from low stance. Nicely done. By pressing the Y button in a high stance, you can press the X button to use an attack that will parry low to the ground attack. Try to use an attack from a high stance. There you go. Now you're getting it. You can hold down the button to charge up your counterattack. It'll take some time to charge, but you'll deal more damage, and you'll also get a combo for managing to land a hit. By charging up your counterattack, you can increase... Try to charge up a counterattack. Nicely done. During a counterattack, use the plus control pad and the R button to cancel and move into a step. This is simply called, you can use counterattacks to deflect your opponent's attacks. Try to cancel a counterattack. There's not much time left. Nicely done. Piercing attacks are special moves that cannot be blocked by counterattack. For example, counterattacks with a fully charged hold. Your best bet with in field phase, you can also hold the last hit of a homing attack to make it a piercing attack. Your Pokemon, and it'll get back up. But this will give your opponent the chance to move in for an attack, so you'll need to be careful. Depending on the attack, you may take some damage regardless of whether you had your block up or... This is called block damage, but you'll never be KO'd by block damage. If you keep blocking against an attack, you'll notice that the block will start to turn red. If you don't release it, you'll eventually get hit with a guard break. When you're hit with a guard break, you will be left momentarily defenseless. How many attacks you can endure before getting hit with a guard break depends. Blocking is important, there's no doubt about it. But while in Synergy Burst, you won't be stunned from taking a few small hits, so you can move in for the attack without worrying about your opponent's ranged attacks. Try to hit an opponent using a ranged attack with a homing attack. Keep it up. When your opponent uses their Synergy Burst, you'll want to try to use the X button for or grab attack to try to stop. You can link up one attack with the next. This is what we call a combo. Let's try to land a simple combo. Just focus on one attack at a time. Not bad. You don't have to master high-level combos right away. I'm sure you've already noticed that battle Pokemon all have different amounts of HP, right? On top of that, how quickly the Synergy gauge fills up and how long a Synergy Burst lasts also differ from one. Crazy, right? There are all sorts of different battle stages, and the battle arenas themselves vary slightly in shape and size. Battle Pokemon all have their strengths and weaknesses, and you'll have to be ready to switch up your fighting style. As you battle your Pokkén. As you increase your skill level, you can apply those skill points to whichever. As your skills level up, you'll get all sorts of useful advantages in battle. Remember, you can switch out your skill points from My Town whenever you want.
Tutorial finished.